chicken tractor for my chickens coming up in the fall, or in the spring, my bad. I got them ordered. They're supposed to be here around the beginning of March. So I bought some lumber last night, got my saw out, got my tape measure and everything. I'm gonna build a hoop house chicken tractor out of some cattle panels that I already had and some 2x4s. I'm gonna make an 8x5 chicken tractor. I ordered 25 chicks, so it should be enough for that many. Now, of course, you're gonna need, the more chicks you have, you're either gonna need multiple or something bigger. So, but I think this is gonna be good for our family. So just to kind of enjoy this little segment. So right now this is my 10-footer. I'm just cutting down into pretty much in half for my 5-foot pieces. Okay, so now I got 2 5-foot 2x4s and I got 2 8-foot 2x4s. And I'm gonna make my frame out of that. And then my other 10-footer, I'm gonna use it for bracing in the corners. And I'm also gonna use it to frame in me a door to put my food and water and everything in.
So I'm just going to be cutting some 45 by 45 triangles for some corner bracing.
I'm going to set in these corners like that and then screw them in, and then it'll help my framing hold tight and true. So that's what we're gonna do with those. I got one for each corner and it'll help stiffen everything up. Which these are just 3-inch screws, so which they're 3-inch deck screws, because you want something that can withstand being outside, of course. Okay, see how we're a little out? So that'll actually hold us square too, roughly. Those aren't perfect 45 by 45s, but that'll stiffen this frame up a lot, because now we got 2 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So we got 4 points of contact holding this all tight in each corner. So throw this in here and do the other 3 corners.
So I actually ended up putting 5 screws per corner. And I've used these corner bracings before in other projects that I've done around the homestead, and it really helps stiffen everything up and make it really strong to last.
It's an 8-foot cattle panel. It was a 16-footer, but I cut it down, so. Look at that. That's starting to take some shape now. So this panel is about 1 rib too long, so I gotta snip it down.
A good pair of bolt cutters around a homestead just really pays for itself.
I wanted that littles to the end like I did that side.
I already sniffed this.
Okay, your other side's out.
I've got to figure out a way to attach the cattle panels to the wood. We got our 2 panels wired together, so we're nice and solid now. So now I need to build my door, figure out what size I want for my door, build my door, and then wrap my whole thing in my 2x4 wire that I have over there from an old, what did we use that for? Oh, the old goat pen, if you remember.
So I took the table saw and I ripped down this board. We did a 2 foot by 2 foot door opening. This will help with putting feed and water in every day and processing day to pull chickens out to process. Esther wanted to do a decorative front, and we did corner bracings on the sides of the doors to help with the longevity of the chicken tractor and give us a little bit of a peace of mind that our chickens are going to be safe.
Okay, so we got the door all framed in, and now we got this wire we're going to cover the rest of this with. So I'm not gonna bore you with doing that. We'll just time lapse it again so you guys can just see it in a short formatted way instead of sitting here watching us do it.
So we ended up just twisting the wire around each end, and then when we did the front, we wrapped the wire around the cattle panel and the top wire just to give it that strength that we really thought it needed. And we wanted to see how strong this chicken tractor was to predators and everything. So me and Esther both laid on top, and this thing didn't budge a bit. So we have all faith that our chickens are going to be safe and sound from all predators.
So we just kind of went on. We got that on. We got this on. You can't really see it, but it's like this 2x4 wire here. Got one on the front. Need to do that side and need to do the back and build my door. So, but yeah, so far, I mean, she's looking pretty good. It's gonna be perfect for our meat chickens here coming up in like 2 months or so, month and a half about. So, but I wanted to get on it because all my other ones that I had done, I had started them too late, so they were kind of just cobbled together and not very nice. Like this one was our idea last year. This is out of rebar mesh and chicken wire. I didn't much care for the chicken wire. I think it looks so junky just because you can really see it. But it was too light, so we had some predator issues. So we used PVC, same bracing in the corner. It did amazing. It just is light. So predators kind of, and when I say predators, if you're a follower and been a follower for a while, our corgi is the predator. Hopefully we got her broke of that, but piece of tin on the back, little door up there, you know, it just, you don't have to do anything fancy. This one's pretty small. I think it'll do about 10 meat birds. I do start my turkeys in this outside, and then we eventually move them to a bigger cage, but the turkeys, until they get too tall, do start in this.
I had all this laying around. It's just a bolt, a couple washers, and a nut. Just something to attach your pipe to your frame so it has something to really hold on to good.
So I got this wheel. So this is my piece of pipe. I had this piece of pipe laying around. Let me get a tape measure. This piece of pipe is 18¼ inches long. So when you drill your hole, you need a 1-inch centered hole and then
7.25-inch centered hole. And that'll give you your perfect wheel spacing for
One of these 3.00 by 4. So it's roughly a 9.5 by 3-inch wheel.
I went with these because these are flat free tires, so they'll never go flat. So, but with a 1/2-inch bolt, it is just a little sloppy, but when you get it tightened down with your nut and your washers, it fits pretty good. Down, and then I cut a slit and beat a screwdriver in it to flare the bolt out so the nut would stop coming off.
All right, we're pretty much done with this. We went ahead and put a little handle on so you could pull it. It's not very heavy. Got the door. All I got to do is put a hinge and a latch. That'll be done. I got my wheels sorted out. I ended up, there's just a pin that you pull, and I took a little eye hook, bent it around, and it goes into this notch on this caster. So then you just step it down, slide your pin right in, which these are just some temporary pins. I want to maybe make some stiff pins. I know it doesn't help that I'm filming. So, but that's about it. So we just got to get some hinges and a latch and a tarp to go around this back here, and that'll be about it. And that'll be the next video you see is when our chicks come in the mail. So we'll see you then.